The third thing is how can how can we one create a platform independent script? Okay. And to be honest with you guys, I haven't dealt much of these kind of a script. And with platform independent, I mean a script which works both on Linux and Windows. I can give you a simple example. And let's start with something really simple. So, for example, so far we have talked about this ls command, right? So, if you look at Linux, the command to list out the files in a given directory or to list out a given file directory, we use the ls command, right? But in case of a Windows, we have something called a dir command, right? So, I need a script which says if it's a Linux-based operating system, execute this ls command. And if it is a Windows-based operating system, execute a dir command, right? So how can I achieve this one? And like I said, to be honest with you guys, I mostly deal with the Linux system, but in one of my project, I need to write a script where if it's a Linux, execute this bunch of sets of command. But if it's a case of a Windows, execute these command. And nowadays, because most of us, we are dealing with the like a Ansible, and Ansible under the hood covers all these things, right? So anyone know how to achieve this? If it's a Linux, execute this. If it's a Windows, execute dir. Yeah. So first thing, whenever you are thinking of these kind of a thing, I mean, if you perform a Google search or from wherever, there is already a module defined to perform these kind of activities, right? And if you don't know about any of the module, like I already showed you, whatever the command you know, in case of Linux. So for example, in case of Linux, if I want to see the operating system, I can just run the uname command. The same thing I can do it in case of over here also, right? But as you guys know, I cannot run this uname command in case of Windows. And my requirement is to create a platform independent script, a script which will work on Windows as well as in Linux. Okay. I can do some kind of these hacks, but I know this kind of a hack is not going to work on case of my Windows operating system, right? So there is a specific module called platform. And again, if you want to see what are the method which is supported by this platform module, I can just do the dir, right? And under dir, if there is something called system, and it will tell you Linux. Okay. And I don't have a Windows-based system, but let me show you in case of Mac. Python 3, import platform. Anyone know what it is in case of Mac if I execute this command? So in case of Linux, I got this is a Linux, right? In case of Mac, what should be my output? Darwin, right? So now I can write a script which will say, I'll show you here. I can write a script. I will start with something called import platform, right? If platform.system is equal to Linux, right? Uh, let's say simple, right? I will say import OS or import subprocess. I'll just show you with the help of OS, but like I said, the recommended approach is to use uh, the the subprocess module. So I can say os.system, execute ls, elif, if platform.system is equal to Windows, os.system, execute dir, else I will say unsupported operating system. I think it's pretty easy, but any confusion or any doubt, any question? I don't know why I did this here. But So this is how you will write any platform independent script. Okay.